All right, good morning, guys. How you guys doing? I was going through a list, so I'm going to go over that real quick. You have some news here that we'll cover. We have Bill Ackman right now on CNBC. If you guys could, if you guys are new here, welcome. Hit the like button, subscribe if you haven't already done so. Hit the like button. I'm trying to get up to 1,000 subscribers this year. That would be awesome if we could have your support and help. Let's dive right into it. All right. You have some news here if you guys are looking for some trade ideas, okay? Liquidity, bank earnings. I said earlier in the week, banks were going to do pretty well, all right? There's some liquidity being added there, so Bank of America pulling back, but I don't see how this lasts, honestly. It could. It's got a little ways down, but I still think they will make a recovery at the end of the day. All right, we had pullbacks during COVID. Okay, we had pullbacks during COVID, and that didn't stop, the overall markets from going higher, long term, right? So until the Fed is not going to provide them liquidity, my mind is still, for the most part, to the upside. Now, I got to cover some of those earnings, and I haven't really looked at them or seen what was going on. I read a little bit. So we can see here. Let's see. All right. We expect strong growth in the cards to continue, but not at the same level as 2023. Guide for 2024 expenses, guides higher. So, let's see here. Q4 adjusted earnings. Let's see here. Where are we at? Revenue expressed as a sum of total non-interest income and a net interest income for the quarter ending December 31st. Me birthday was 38.5 billion compared to 34 billion a year earlier. I wonder why. Pretty easy when you're getting that free money and rates are where they are. So net interest income greater than 90 billion 2024. And that lines up with what I just read off to you. So, let's see. What else do we have here? JP Morgan CEO, JP Morgan Chase CEO. Recent regulatory legislation proposals could harm consumers, businesses, and markets. Okay, if you don't know what that is about, all right, 2025. Good morning, guys. What's up, Deontay? 2025. They're gonna go start rolling out. It's going to be about a 3-year process, 2025, and they should be done in 2028. That is where they're going to start going back to the old times where banks they're not going to be allowed to have as much, pretty much they're not going to have as much liquidity. It's going to cost them more money as they grow, right? The government is trying to control these banks like they did in '08, like what they did after '08, okay? Now, they had to bend the rules because the government was giving out stimulus. And the bank's like, whoa, by law, we're not allowed to take this money. And you want to give everybody $1,000 check? Y'all better do something about it because we can't accept it, right? So that's pretty much what they're going back to. I will do a later video on that. I actually already did a video on that. I'll have to find it, and we can recover it because it is big. JP Morgan holding these highs here. I think JP Morgan is at all-time highs. Let's see here. Cashed out, but I lost a little bit yesterday. Let's control that. So I was thinking about that yesterday with a lot of people. I think one of the biggest things that people have is actually understanding the actual measurement of what it is you're doing to try and grow your account or just make money in the markets. You got to measure that volatility, and I got to do a video about it because I was thinking about it last night, and I'm like, I wonder how many people that have stopped by and watched any of my videos even understand, and have an understanding of the actual measurement of volatility that they themselves put on their, account, because it's important. It's how you stick around. It's how you actually make money at the end of the day. So we'll get into that later on when the market gets a bit quiet. JP Morgan's been holding here. This is a really nice retest of 168, 169. have a bit of resistance up here. Let's see if we pull it back in and hit these highs and can't try to take a long off of 172. All right. Even again, guys, even when some of these banks go to report and if they, try to lower guidance or do this and that, now I still think that they're going to do okay because the Fed is giving them liquidity and they're using it. I've showed you guys, and it's just getting bigger and bigger. It's free money, and they're taking it, and they're catching all that interest back off of that money. Oh my God, I'm spilling coffee. It's just one of these mornings. I had no sleep last night. My cat, I'm just like, as soon as I fall asleep, literally 2 minutes later, just meow, like wanting to eat. She was being a little asshole last night. I'm like, and I was getting frustrated, but she finally gave up. I fed her. I did whatever I could. She slept all afternoon and decided to keep me up literally all night. I think I seen 3 o'clock. All right, so that's JP Morgan. I'm going to look for a pullback to this double top here. All right, you got this double top. This could be a nice trade. This could be a very nice trade. Pre-market lows. Now, if we start to make pre-market lows, resistance. Let me turn myself down, guys. I'm sorry. I appreciate you, Brody. Thanks, man. Appreciate you guys. If you guys could, just hit the like button. That's all we ask. Subscribe if you haven't already done so. It goes a long way. But I have a trade idea here on, let's go over Roku. Let's go over Roku because Roku looks good here. All right, I can go over the overall markets. I think the S&Ps, while they're going up. We got to get over this level that we're at now. That's what I'm going to look for with JP Morgan. All right, I was just getting ready to cover Delta Airlines, but we can go over that in a minute. Let's go to Roku. All right, I'm going to watch this both ways. I'm thinking Roku's going to go to the upside today. All right, it's pulled back into this previous resistance level. Now, you really don't have much support like in here. I still would like to see Roku down at like 70 and get some buyers in at around that 70 price. You just hit it and you left, right? If you guys can see what I mean. Just throughout the whole year, you don't really have any buyers here. It's all resistance for the most part. Right, for the most part. That whole 70, 73 area is resistance. You've tapped it and left it, but you've done that very few times compared to the resistance. So, you're in between your 50 and 100-day moving average here. All right, this is a key double bottom, triple bottom, whatever you want to call it. So, this is the level I'm going to watch for because if Roku pulls back, all right, and we crack this 86 level, we have room down to $80 to the 100-day moving average. Now, these lines is where I'm going to start taking profit. We also have a gap fill here as well. We have a gap fill right here. Now, I was watching this yesterday. This whole area right there is your gap fill. All right. That is from 83.75 to the 86.24 mark, roughly. Right around that area. Well, really, it's going to be to the close. 86.64, where I'm looking to get short. So, let me do this real quick. All right, so that is the gap fill. I'm gonna make this pink so I know that that's that bottom portion of the gap fill. All right, there's that. So let's go into it. Let's see here. Look at this area. Okay, look at this whole area. So I'm battling between this 85 mark. All right, we have room if this area holds. We definitely have room up to $90. All right, right around this $90. It's really, this is your support level. I'm sorry, right here. This is your would be your. Hold up. Let's see. Yeah, I'm sorry, guys. Right here. This is your pivot low. This 89. This 89 level because it pulled down right. If you guys see here, it pulled down, made it resistance, and then it just recovered it. So this little area right here at 89, it's like, it just broke below it, tapped into it twice, got back above it, pulled back into it, and held it. So that's why I'm using 88, 97, 89. All right, and I'm not worried about that little bit of pivot low saying, oh, that's the bottom of that move, because it showed me that it was making the 89 area resistance. Okay, all right, you see, if you guys see what I mean. So again, right here, this little area, so it wicks up into it, but then it reclaims it. So I'm looking for yesterday's close. Let's run into it because we only have a little bit of time. I'm looking for yesterday's close. All right, right now we started to reject it, and it looks like we're going to go to the upside. You can see here how it tried to, yesterday's close right here. You can see how it's trying to turn that close into resistance. All right, it's trying to. So I am neutral on this trade. If we are able to, yesterday, right? Look at the volume yesterday. That was some nice volume Roku had yesterday. Does this continue? All right, does it continue? So for the short side, I'm going to look for yesterday's close, yesterday's high here. Okay, if we cannot get above this, of not yesterday's high, but this pivot high here where this gray box is, from 87 to 86 area. If you notice, we're getting back up into that 87 area. I'm going to look to take that short. If we see here that we start holding 86.50 to 86, you know, this little area, I needed to decide what it wants to do. I think we're going, you know, honestly, longer term basis, I think we're going higher. Okay, everything feels like it's a bit overdone. And second, let me bring this up real quick. I'm sorry. I thought I was a little bit more prepared, but when I get on the mic, I'm a little nervous. So there we go. Resistance, 88. If we even try to make a run up to 87, 99, 88, I'm going to look for a resistance there. Okay. And these areas, right, are for the longs. Because if we end up cracking yesterday's close and start going to the upside, and I'm seeing that we're just, you know, the support level is just, you know, the buyers are stepping up and the sellers are stepping up, right? Because whoever is short on this move, this is a nice move, 95 to 85, that $10 move, you know, that's a 15%, 10-15% on the stock itself. Okay, it's 10% really. But if you want to look longer term, anybody that's short from 110 to 85, you know, so I feel like we could get more shorts up at 88, 89, solidify this pivot low. You hold it, you break it, and you can see the gap down off of this level here. All right, you can see off of it, and it reclaims it, and then you jump up. Pulls back into it, it bounces quickly, breaks it, and we look for a possible retest of this area today. So I'm also long. So my short could be at 89, 90. Or I'm sorry, 89. All right, I keep forgetting that this is an $80 stock. And it's not like, you know, a $400 stock, and every dollar actually means something. So that's one idea that I have, guys, is this level right here. So I'm going to be looking for prior day's close, which is already, you know, trying to reject right now. If we start making our efforts up to 87, I want to see what we do up here at 87. High 86s. Okay. We pull it back, and I'm starting to see that, you know, we're making higher lows. Then I'm going to look for a bounce and take this thing long. All right. That's my plan for Roku. Profit targets are the dotted lines. So if we get short, I'm going to be taking profits through and at yesterday's low of day. All right, right around this 85.50. Okay, 85.15. That's going to be my next one, because that is the previous pivot high. All right, pivot high there. This pink line is the obvious gap fill, and then the 100-day moving average. So 87, 86.50, prior day's close. Okay. Prior day's close to prior day's high, which it's only a few cents. I will be short. And then 86, take profit, 85. And eventually, I'd like to get this to 82. $82, I feel like, could be a really nice level for Roku to get to. I don't think this triple wick top really holds much legitimacy. You know, I think this is the level you want to watch for, is 80. All right, that's Roku, guys. All right, that's Roku. This could be a nice setup. I've seen these setups before. Now we may have to break this level and we go down to 84, and then you see that turnaround, and then you start seeing them really start to take this thing short at 86, 85, 95. Then that's when we look for the real break. All right, that's one idea that I have. Tesla fell out of bed yesterday, finally back into the support level. All right, Tesla's finally back into that support level. I tried to get short Tesla yesterday, and there wasn't that much meat on the bone, but I couldn't get a fill, and I'm not upset by it. I'm not really bothered by it at all. It would have been nice to participate, but, again, what are you going to do? I couldn't get the fill. The only way I'm trading Tesla is if it's to the long side. All right, Boeing. Boeing's pulled back to 219, 220. So we bought options earlier on in the week. The market didn't want to help you out. All right, because the market's been, kind of grinding higher, and the Dow's been grinding higher. The Q's, the overall market's been grinding higher, and that's kind of helped it's kind of helped hold this thing up. We would have been okay. We said Monday, look for that previous high pre-market to become resistance, and what happened? That pink line became became resistance. You would have woke up. I forget what we entered those in, dollar something, $1.40 or so. When you woke up, they were 227. We had a 100% trade yesterday. For anybody that's new here, there's a lot of opportunity out there if you just find it. So Delta Airlines made news today. So let's see what's going on with Delta Airlines. Look at that. All right, look at that. It's got a little more room down to 39.50, but I don't think I'm going to worry about that. I will look at them later on. Qualcomm. Let's see what we have here. Yes, and United Health had earnings as well. QCOM. Let's go to QCOM. Okay, it's going higher. Qualcomm looks like a nice setup, gang. All right, she is. Look at this. This is a really nice setup, and it held it as support. So I may be looking for Qualcomm today to get to 143. Looking for 143. They're probably going to take this trade from us. I wouldn't doubt it. Look at it. They are. They're going to take it from us. So here's an idea, once again, just like yesterday, where, the trade kind of gets taken from you. All right. So we'll see what happens here with it, if there's even any meat left on the bone. This is where the reversal is, so I'm going to make this a dotted line. To be careful, to be wary. That sucks, but it is what it is. Sometimes that happens. We talked about Qualcomm earlier in the week. If you're able to get a retest of 140, maybe give it a shot. I want to see if we can get the pullbacks. All right, I want to look for a pullback on Qualcomm. I doubt it's going to give it to us. This 140 level would be really nice too, but I don't think you're going to get it. I don't think you're going to get it. They've taken this thing, tested this level, and it feels like it's off to the races. So that's Qualcomm. Okay, if we get the chance, if we do get a pullback for some reason, you may get a pullback off of 142. This will be if we are able. Come on. Okay, if we get a pullback off of this area, okay, and we are able to get the long. Now we're gonna watch it, and I'm gonna watch the volume because it may give us this. It may test yesterday's high, that pivot high right here at 140. All right, so I'm gonna be watching. This level here, 141, I would take this long if you get it. Okay, and you would look to get to 142. 143, I'm sorry, 142.99. Okay, and we just walk it up. Walk that thing up. Make sure you go to the daily chart and see where your moving averages are as well, though. All right, even your weekly, because I'm telling you right now, you will. If there's a moving average, whether it's on the weekly, daily, maybe monthly, that's a nice pullback and test there. Qualcomm's got some room. Long term, you can see this thing back at 150. All right, that's a $10 move. So let's do this. All right, now Qualcomm's got some buyers in it today, so that's if you start seeing like your Microsoft and your Apple aren't really moving, don't really have much volume, you know, check out names like Qualcomm. All right, this was a nice resistance area. Look at this. This is a very nice resistance area that it just broke out of from 140. Okay, 140. Edit properties. Now, I may take this to next week. All right, I may look at this trade for next week. Okay, there's 151. You know, I like this level a little bit better. It's that previous pivot high right here. Because, man, I wish I could have the daily chart to where, which I could actually, but we have a gap fill. There is a gap fill here. We're trading at 141.65 right now, so we are not in the gap fill just yet. Look at that resistance level at 139.77 that it broke above. Bang. Yeah, I want to look to see if we can get Qualcomm up to 144. I want to see if we can fill this gap today. You know, if you want to get leaps or something on Qualcomm, look for 150. That psychological 150 number. That's what I'm going to look for. All right, 150 on Qualcomm. All right, that's your previous support here. 149.82. You know what? Here's the best thing to do in these scenarios, honestly. Let's see here. All right, it'll be something like this. Okay, you want to look to get to this area here. Is that 150? Shit. I'm sorry. I apologize. Holy smokes, man. I'm having trouble. It's one of those mornings for me. You guys, I'm sure everybody's had it. Previous resistance there. Bang. Let's go. There we go. All right, so that's the area that I'm going to look for with Qualcomm. All right, long term. Again, longer term trend is to the upside. I feel like, you know what? Yeah. Actually, I'm looking at this, and you may not get there. You know, this, you know what it may do is it may try to climb, and we put in a double top up here at 147, 146.50, if not 150. All right, that's that. That's that. If you guys have any questions, ask away. Hit the like button, subscribe if you haven't already done so. We are on the road to 8,000 subscribers. All right, I want to finish this week out strong. All right, we're going to finish the week out strong. Okay, put it in your mind. You know, what is that word? What do they say? Like to when you do something and you like, you know, let's say like I'm gonna find $20 on the ground today, and then 2 hours later you manifest it, right? Manifest it. I instinctively am going to put myself, I know I'm going to put myself in the right position to capitalize and end the week off on a strong note. Hey, you know, Apple yesterday, or the SPY, I'm sorry. This move here, this reversal was a very nice trade, and we knocked it out of the park. We knocked it out of the park. You could have got over a 100% gain on this trade. It was that reversal right here. Right there. Bang. Right? Okay. And I think we paid, I'd have to go look, but we got Fridays. Okay, we didn't get dailies. We got today's expiration, so we got weeklies, not dailies. This was a very nice, or was it right here? It may have been this one here. It was on this pivot high. I think it was this pivot high here. Because, yes, we caught the reversal. So I had a 2-minute chart up. That was yesterday's move. Yeah, it was this one. It was this move right there. That was a really nice move. Gave you some continuation. Here we go to the upside. So, what's been strong? Okay, Microsoft, Google. A lot of these names have been very strong. NVIDIA. What's going on here? Come on. Let's look at NVIDIA because I haven't looked at it yet. What time do we have? It's 9:17. All right. I know NVIDIA's. See, the thing is, with the problem with this is NVIDIA's at all-time highs. This could be a nice test, okay, right where we are right now, and see if we can't test that 553. See if we can't run it up and test that high a day, or all-time highs. I'm sorry, all-time highs. Man, NVIDIA's overdone a bit. Okay, it doesn't mean that it has to pull back, but come on, she just left. We were long NVIDIA last Friday, I think it was. This move right there, we were long. That move right there. Very nice day. Very nice day. That was a beautiful move, and we were on it. I was excited about that. So we'll catch some nice moves from time to time. I was a little upset that I missed Tesla early. It just left me. I never got my fill. I did put it in order, and I never got my fill. So it happens. You know, it happens from time to time. But anyway, right now, NVIDIA. So what I would look for NVIDIA is if we go to the Qs and the SPY, right? If we go to the SPY and the Qs, are we coming up to overhead resistance? I mean, kind of. Okay. 477.50, right, on the S&Ps. So we're going to climb here, and 477.50, like, this is the area where we have some sellers. Okay, let me bring up a 30-minute chart to bring it back a little bit. Maybe I did go back far enough, okay? But you can see here, all right, sell, okay, sell. So the sellers may step away to sell it higher. This is what you got to look for. Are the buyers stepping it up, or are the sellers stepping down? Okay, because that paints you a picture right there, knowing that. If you see that, if you see buyers are not worried about buying higher and they're stepping these bids up, what does that mean? That means that they don't mind paying a higher price because they're looking for a further extension move. All right. Now a lot of the institutional players have 5-year marks like hey, at this PE on a 5-year rate of return, this isn't going to do too well. So this is why I'm going to say that maybe sellers start to step away. What do you see? You see resistance here. This whole area. Maybe they pull it back and we get a long from 476 and we get that 478 long and then we get just above it and then we start to pull it back around. Possibly. Or we just grind higher today. All right, I wouldn't be surprised if we grind higher, personally. All right, match up. If you guys need help with the indexes, see what is leading, see what's lagging. Right now, they're matched up. Ironically, the markets have not been matched up in years. All right, there's been a leader and a laggard. It's either the Dow and IWM leading and the Qs behind, SPY in the middle, or the opposite. Qs leading, Dow, IWM behind it. So, but right now, they're all at the same area. So it's kind of hard to get in front of these markets because there's no real arbitrage going on. Maybe you could say the IWM is a bit ahead of the crew. Maybe. All right. So let's look at Google. So if we think we have a bit of overhead resistance coming up on the indexes, what I'm going to look for is Google. I want to get a pullback. All right, let's see if Google can pull it back to this level right here and see if we can't try it out for a long. I mean, I think I have a short on right now with Google, but I got long Apple, and those paid. That was another 100% trade. You could have got well over 100%, I think, on that. A few big hitters this week. That Apple trade paid for these puts because, guys, I was watching Google earlier in the week, and I'm like, give me this test, the 141. Look at this value area here, all right? But she's pulled back to this pivot high, this triple, quadruple top, whatever you want to call it, and she's on a, like Microsoft and NVIDIA, these guys have just been running. Big rejection on Microsoft yesterday, so we'll see if it continues to play out. All right. Where was it? No, it was not here. It was not there. I'm sorry. All right, it was not there. It was here, I think. Yeah, from the uptrend. So it could have a ways to go. All right, this is the start of the uptrend right there. And you can see here. I don't know. I don't know, guys. I'll have to go back. I'm not worried about it, but daily chart. That's where we want to go. Where's the next resistance level? Really, next resistance level is 148, 150, psychological 150 level. All right, we're up through here. What I see right now is a break of this level. Okay, this previous pivot high broke, rejected. Now we broke, and it looks like we reclaimed it yesterday. Okay, looks like we reclaimed it yesterday. 142. So look for yesterday's close, 143, 142.97. This whole area, this pivot high at 143. Let's see if we can try to take Google higher, if it's going to give it to us. Now, it may not go to the all-time highs. All right, looking at this hourly RSI and going down to the 15-minute, it starts to paint the picture that we could get our pullback, get long, and probably take it to like 144.50. Anything after that, 145, 144.50, you got to be careful, okay? Just be careful because it may give us a pullback. The markets may give us a pullback, all right? You got to paint the picture and really know what's going on. Moving averages are just anchored up. We're well above the 50-day. And you can see the volatility of this name. So every time it gets to that pivot high and it tries to hold, you get that rejection. You can see here what happened. Right? See, you broke out of this area. Right? And you pulled back in to hold it. Right? You pulled back in to hold it. And it extended, but then it took it all back. Tried one more time and it said, okay, I'm out of here. So watch out for that today. You broke out of this level, this 143, 142, and now it pulled back in it, trying to solidify it on low volume, right? On low volume, pull back, see if we can't get, some buyers in here and try to extend this higher. But if it cannot go higher, then be patient, wait for the short next week, Monday, Tuesday, going into Wednesday, then we would look for a pullback on Google, right? Because and the same thing for Microsoft, right? These names, what they're doing is MSFT, they're breaking out. They're about to either have a failed breakout or they are going to break out. It's one of the two. Now, you can see here with Microsoft exactly what I'm telling you with Google. All right? It's trying to hold this level. Microsoft could be along to that pivot high from yesterday. All right? Now, I would look to see where the candles closed, right? Because I would look at 388.70. I would be taking profits on each area. 386, taking a piece off. We get to 388.87 every dollar, take a piece off. You buy 5 contracts, buy 2, I don't know, whatever you guys buy, 10. Take 3 off, take 4 off, right? Lock it in. Start accumulating, some bank. All right, start accumulating some bank. JP Morgan, let's see, she's still holding this level, guys. So we could possibly have a breakout on JP Morgan. Now, there's going to be a lot of liquidity on these names here. Let's go to the daily chart. Where is it trading at? 174.75. I think it's at an all-time high. I think 173. Yeah, so it's at an all-time high. It's hard to say where this thing goes. So that's that. That's about all I have, right? Google, right? Roku. All right, so if the markets are going to go higher, what do we want to do? We want to be long on a pullback into this area on Roku, and we'll be looking to take this thing up to 90s, 93, or 90, 91, right? This 50-day moving average. Really, your resistance is up here. All right, if I take you to an hourly chart, half hour, whichever, don't matter. All right, very clear support level here. But if this breaks, I'm telling you right now, we have an 86 to 80 level short. That's a $6 short. There's a gap fill here. This whole area. You crack this double bottom, all right? I expect Roku to go for a few days, start doing stuff like this, okay? All right? Each day, you're going to start seeing it grinding lower and lower, and then just finally give it that, okay? If it happens. But, again, the markets are, got a little, we'll see what happens here. All right, Roku is a bit oversold. It's a bit overdone. You know, this is a nice move to the downside. So we'll see. Either this is breaking and we're getting short, or it's holding and we're going to get long. So I'm going to watch it. I'm going to say the long, as much as I don't like it. Okay, I want to look for a pullback and see if it holds. All right, because I mean the thing is, right? I can't get hung up on some of the things that I'm looking at. But this is a night. This screams short to me. Okay, this screams short to me. But like, you know, I feel like, you know, I'm just gonna let the stock tell me what it wants to do. All right, I've done the analysis. Okay, I've done the analysis. I will not be surprised if we start to hold this and Roku catches a bid, and this is the real short, 89 to 90 area, and then they reload their short position. Because if this thing just gets any type of bid, anybody that was short, they've made some money. They've made some good money. They'll probably be starting to take profits. So that's what I'm watching. This could be a nice trade right here. If there's weakness, you know, it's like what's the market going to do? So if the market's going to pull back, then I'm going to look for Roku to crack that to pull back. All right, there's the Qs breaking out. All right, there's a SPY breaking out. So I'm going to look for a pullback on the S&Ps at 477.50 if it gives it to us. All right, same thing with the Qs. This pivot low right here at 410. All right, 410. So Qs are already at highs. Good luck today, everyone. Let's be patient. If you guys have any ideas or see anything, please don't hesitate. Throw it out in the chat. If you see relative strength, relative weakness, shout it out. That's what we want. Let's break some bread, guys. Good luck today. Let's get it. Like, subscribe. Let's get it, guys. My stuff is frozen right now. Okay. All right. Let's go. Let's do this, team. Look for the low a day. All right. Watch volume. All right. This could be a very nice trade idea here. I think I might try and I want to be early. I have been ever since Boeing. Okay, so there's another test right into the close of yesterday. Watch that 86.50. And a big thing that people do sometimes is they have too many ideas on their list, okay? You know, don't oversaturate yourself with the whole list of names, and you're running back and forth to a whole bunch of names, and you can't focus on a few, and you miss the move. All right, I have that problem. Hey, listen, it's not just, you know, you're not the only one. All right, you're not the only one. So I got the SPYs up over on the I got the S&Ps. Excuse me, I'm sorry. To the left, to the right hand side of me, grinding a bit higher here. All right, this is a level where this level literally right where it's at now is something we want to keep our eyes on, because if we get our pullback, I want to look for a long on the S&Ps, or at least be long something, okay? All right, look at Google. Let's see. Make sure it has volume too, man. You do not want to get in something that has no volume. So there's, like I said, what did I say? We get that bounce, we get the pullback, and an opportunity to catch the long. Where did I write? Oh, I didn't write Google down. I was talking about it, and I didn't do it. Come on now. Yeah, this level here. We might be able to get our opportunity again. So watch yesterday. So we're cracking yesterday's close. We're pulling back to it right now. Yesterday's close was at 143.7. So we're about flat right now. All right. So again, I'm gonna watch on Google. Okay, there's a bit of bang, 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 bang. All right, so I was looking at that 143 level. Let's see here. So that's a rejection. Let me do this. I'm going to take my time this morning. If I see something, I will attack. I will attack. Roku. Roku. So that is a, so far it's just hanging out. All right, that right now it's a rejection of yesterday's close. Um, she's trying to hold a bit. The volume is looks mediocre. Not really. It's not bad. Not bad. Here we go. So keep an eye here. We start getting some volume in on this name. All right. So here you are. You're going. Look at it. There it went. God damn, that was a quick move. I hate that with Roku. All right. Now with Roku, guys, I will probably look for next week. I gotta get logged in and everything. I'm trying. I'm trying here. What are you guys seeing? Is Apple rejecting or is it going higher? It's getting right up into that resistance level. All right, the S&Ps. I got so much going on here. I do apologize. All right, the S&Ps again up at that level here. Look for a pullback down into like I'd have to say right here at like 185.92 for the SPY. Okay, 182.95 ish. Is that what I said? No, not 182. Oh, this is Apple. I'm sorry. Um, 185, 186. I guess. I don't know. I got so much going on. Just I need 1 minute. If there's a ticker you guys want me to throw up on the monitor, you just let me know. Any questions, throw it in the chat. I'll get them answered. We'll take care of you. Welcome. If you guys are new here, welcome. All right, I got it. I'm good, guys. Let's do this. Let's get it. Okay, so you have these crypto names pulling right back into their lows from yesterday. I expect them, honestly, I expect them to pull back. Here's why. I feel like you're going to have a lot of this money leave because there's more options now. They have more options to put money in different places. So I feel like some of this money is going to leave and money's just going to get moved around. That's why you had a really nice sell off. I know people say sell the news, this and that, but if you have more options, if you're a tech guy and you got four names and you get 20 extra tech names and you know a few of them, you're like, you know what, I'm going to take my money out of here and put it in here. I know that they all sold off, but you know, a lot of that's really just being in at a lower price and them taking their profits. You guys know how IPOs and all that fun shit works. So, you know, um, let's see here. So Coinbase, I didn't trade Coinbase. I was looking at it. This could be a really nice trade here. All right, setting up. That's yesterday's low, acting as resistance. Looks like if we get some volume here, this could be a really nice trade. That could be a really nice trade. Let's see. Let me bring up the daily chart real quick for us. You have a long ways down. Holy cow. Holy cow. We have this pivot low here at 131. That's a nice area here. 131. Do I already have that marked out? Um, yeah, I do. I do have it already. 131, and then you have this pivot high here. I don't like to do analysis as it's going. So here we go. Look at the 50-day moving average right there as well. All right, so there's a trade, guys, right there. There's a nice trade. Pull back into that 50-day. All right, Microsoft off with some nice strength today. All right, there's a nice hold. See if it can pull back into today's high, the initial morning high. It's got some nice volume on that breakout. All right, got some nice volume. I just missed it. Let me bring it up. Man, damn it. Watch that wick. These wicks up here. Okay, watch those wicks. All right, watch those wicks because this is an area with 387.50. Which, it doesn't mean that we're not going to climb higher. But I would like to have another shot at 385. But we start getting to 385, we're going lower. Call it 386 VWAP. See if we can't take along at 386 on at VWAP. Keep your eyes on futures. Okay, keep your eyes on these areas here on the ES and NQ because You're coming into the possible pullback area. All right. And if it does, it just pulls back and holds this pivot high at 482.9. Then we got an extra long here off the trade line. You could consider it this level. Look at it. See, this level right there is trying to me, does not look like it's going to hold if it continues to do what it's doing. And what do I mean by that? Right here, okay? You have this pivot low off of this level. It pulls back. It grinds higher. Right there. At that line, what do you see there? You see a rejection. We need to clear this level, pull back to it, and hold it. But before we even do that, we got to pull back down to, this level right around here. All right? And we're holding it now. Okay, we're holding it now. So there we go. Let's see what happens here. See if they can break it. See if they can break it. And we'll look on the futures to see if this holds. And I'm sure it will. I have no reason to believe that it won't. Come on. I have to apologize, okay, because this has been my day, okay? This has been my morning, so I do apologize. It's just one of those days for me. Just one of those days. So if we get a pullback, I might look at a Google long, right? This could be a 144, 145 take profit. And if it extends through 145, good, great, grand, wonderful, right? So this is nice. I didn't get this because I didn't see it at first. But if we can pull it back to 144, I may look at Google. It doesn't really have the volume that I like, right? I want something that has volume. What else? What should have volume this morning? JP Morgan. Forgot about that. Okay, so look, there's that pullback for JP Morgan. Right into where we said. Pre-market lows. Well, it needs a bigger pullback down to like 170. So if I start to notice JP Morgan breaks, expect me to take the short. Let me look on another chart here. That should be about a 30% retracement right now. Okay, it should be a little bit more, possibly like 40. Yeah, so it's at the 50% retracement from that move. All right, so there's the break. So where do we think JP Morgan's headed? All right, JP Morgan should be headed back down to 172. We've already done the analysis on this. 172. Oh my goodness, man. All right, 172, guys. I want to see if 172 can hold, or if this level right here may hold, just because it wicks down below it. Okay, it's holding. All right, it's holding. Market's grinding. Market's like stalling, if you notice here. All right, it's because that level there it's a key level that it's got to break it, and if it does, I think we climb higher. If you guys have any. You're looking for an S&P pullback? I hear you. You might get it. I'm not sure if you get it now. You might. I'm kind of with you there. I'm with you there. It wouldn't surprise me either way. I'm going to be honest. It wouldn't surprise me either way because, look, guys, why do I say this? Okay, UNH. What's UNH doing? UNH is down off of the earnings, okay, but it's trying to catch a bid. Let's go to Apple. Apple is coming up into resistance. Still green, though, right? It's green right now. NVIDIA. Okay, NVIDIA. All right, Microsoft. MSFT. All right, green. Matter of fact, it's pulling back into an area. And then we just looked at JP Morgan. JP Morgan's green. So banks, we covered healthcare, technology, banks, and they're all kind of green. So right now, oh, and then let's add on XOM, some energy, okay? Trying to go green. So, you want to do a little bit of a look there to see what the overall markets are doing. And by simply just Apple, NVIDIA, UNH, JP Morgan, and maybe XOM, right? I'm sure you could go a little bit deeper than that. Nvidia. Look at those. Look at a few names that pretty much make up the market, and there you go. All right, so Nvidia, what do you got here? Nvidia looks like it's trying to pull back. Yeah, I don't even have the camera on. I don't even have the camera on this morning. I'm not ready for it. I was up until 3 o'clock last night. My cat would not let me sleep at all whatsoever. So I'm not stressing it. I appreciate you saying that, though. I greatly appreciate that because, how else would I know? Unless I went and looked at it. So thank you for that. All right, let's see here. Watching video. Let's watch Nvidia because I see how I'm just all over the place in the markets. I don't like that. I don't like that I'm all over the place. We could get a long up here to 550. 550. Volume is pulling back here. I want to make today a great day. And I'm going to do it. And I'm going to make it a good day. Alright, my day has started off pretty rough. I don't have my charger. I'm going to get that in a minute. Alright, 550 on Nvidia. Let's look at the 15-minute chart. I didn't do much analysis on the semiconductors. Oh no, guys. You know what I forgot about? I'm sorry. I'll go back to Nvidia, but there was news. Qualcomm. Okay, awesome. Look, it pulled right into that area. What did we say? We look for the pullback. Alright, now you want to watch the cues and stuff. So it's pulled right back off the bell. Man, that would have been a nice spot to take the long. What was the news again? Qualcomm semi-stock added 1.6% on the back of Citi upgrade to buy from neutral. The bank opened positive catalyst, which watch and raise the company's earnings estimate and price target, noting that better inventory and headsets can aid margins and revenue. I don't think that's really a big catalyst to go higher. It could, but I could see a pullback coming in the works first. And it's already did it. So that 15-minute, you're looking, that VWAP is acting as resistance. So what I would do is 140, 139.88. I know it already went there, but in order for me to take this long, I want to pull back. All right. 138. 138 would be my target. Right there. Okay, 138. 138 if we get it. Or yesterday's close, right? Or yesterday's close. We break out, we pull back, hold this area in here. Bada bing, bada boom. I got to do a little bit, like I could paint the picture for you right now if you guys want. Right? Yeah, see, we get that pullback. All right, we get the pullback. Let's go to a 15-minute. Same thing. All right. Now you're going to get a little bit of dip buying when you get to that level on the way down. Yeah. I think you get a bounce off here. See, it looks like it already did it. Right here. You can see here pre-market. It pulls back. Bang. And it may try to do the same thing. You'll probably put in like a lower high up here. Alright. Probably up here. Actually. Probably up there. We'll see what happens. We'll see what happens with it. Again, I'm not a mind reader here. I can't predict. I'm not a future. I can't predict the future. I wish I could, but we'll see what happens with Qualcomm. I just want to wait because I feel like, it's got some room though. I don't. It's tricky. It's tricky. It's just like right. It's the entry on this. So the entry for me would have to be. You never tested this area. You did actually. You did test it right there. You pulled back to it, rallied. Pulling back to that support area. See, I would have what would have been nice was like a breakout, which it did. It kind of got there. Pulled back to this level and it held 140. Okay, this 140 level right in here and solidified that as support, which is like the pre-market highs. You know, that's what I would have to say that I would have liked to have seen from it. 15 minute. I think 15-minute time frame. It goes a little bit higher. Let me show you what I'm talking about. See if it, you know, this candle kind of extends up here to like the 9 EMA. Make it bigger. That's what she said. See if the 15-minute gets up around this area, and then it pulls back again. And then we look for the long. Alright, that's that. I know it's weird. I didn't draw it out completely, but it's a 15-minute candle. Alright, let's make some moves here. Let's make some moves. Alright, JP Morgan's just down in a downtrend. Alright, it doesn't look to be wanting to hold any level. This is the level I'm looking for it to hold. That's the level I'm looking for. I should probably start to take this long. I should start to build it long here. That's a failed breakout on Nvidia. I like that. I like that. It just needs a little bit more volume. I don't want to get stuck in a consolidation. Being careful with Google, it seems a little fishy here. Yeah, volume here is pretty low early on. Gotta find something with some volume. Okay, gotta find something with some volume. Alright, so there's that pullback on the S&Ps. Meta is just a monster. It's just a monster. Why? I push backspace and it doesn't. completely take the words out, which is crazy. Okay, look, the SPY coming in and testing this area, guys. See if it can hold it as support. You know, I personally I would like to wait till there's pre-market highs, but let's see here. Boom. Yeah, let's see what happens here. Let's bring up a 5-minute chart. All right, maybe we'll keep it simple today and go after the SPY. I haven't traded the SPY in a... Well, actually, I traded the SPY yesterday. And it was funny because I literally was talking about how I haven't traded the SPY in a long time. And that was like my go-to bread and butter. Man, that reversal here was really nice yesterday. It was like 200%. We got in, we hit the lows on these at 50 cents. We hit the lows, and I think they went up to like 180. Something like that. You know, that was from like high to low. They probably went higher. But, you know, you got close to $2 there. But, you know, I didn't take, I didn't hold on to it because I get 100%. I'm like, I'm good. I don't need, it's not that I don't need more. I will let it go. But if I'm running out of contracts, you know. So, all right, here we go. Now, let's see if we get back under. Let's do an analysis here. Let's see what's going on. So, let's see if we can hold 476.99. That's what I'm looking for. 476.99 on the S&Ps. 476.99. Now, this morning, I wrote 475 long. All right, 475 long because we were starting to reclaim this level. All right, we were starting to reclaim that level. And it you know, 474.34, 474 area. So it's walking itself up. Okay, 476.50, right? That could be a good area. But if you don't get that, what I would look for is if you bounce off of this 476.50, okay? Look, it's starting to make some progress. Now you got to watch the volume. Watch the volume is a tad lower than where we open. But if you bounce and start rejecting 477, okay, then that's when you got to say, hey, what's going on here? Something's changed. We rejected. Now we're turning those, you know, we broke through those resistant points. And now they're still there as acting as resistance and not support. You would have liked to have seen a hold here in this area. You got to get back through 477. You got to get back through this area. You got to get back through it, hold it, break VWAP, hold VWAP, and extend higher. Look at that increase in volume on the break of this minor level. Look at that volume, guys. Look at that volume that came in on that break. So we know what we have up there. It's not hard to tell. You have a lot of institutional selling up there. Oh, if you guys don't know, I do have puts 2 weeks out on the S&Ps. All right, I do have some puts out that I am in. All right, what'd you get? Couldn't hold it. Couldn't hold it. That was it right there, guys. And what I show you, that volume that came in there on the S&Ps told you, hey, chances are we're not getting that bounce to turn that area back into resistance. Let's see what happens here. This is your last line of defense is 476. All right, that's a previous pivot low that we held. You know, the market could be trying to pull itself right back down into 475.50. All right, this is another area right here that you never tested to turn it into support on the way up. You kind of just gapped up and left it. CPI, what is that? PPI? So what is that? 830? Yes, the 830 number. So that's what happened there. Now we're taking back just like we did yesterday. We sold off, and then we got bought back right up, back to the CPI number. So you'll get the sense of the direction here shortly. If we can get a pop, I'm going to look for the pop and the rejection up around VWAP and take a, I'll probably get into some, I have SPY puts right now, so let's find something to the short side. And I'm going to clean my charts up this weekend. I know there's a lot going on. Trust me, it's bugging me as well. Let's see here. Look for 470. Yeah, 475.50. We'll see what she wants to do here. We'll see what happens. I obviously it's to the downside. The trend in my mind is to the downside. It's just I need those bounces. I need to get short bounce backs. All right, think about this as well. We forgot about something here. All right, if the markets are going to pull back, what's that going to do for names like Boeing? Right? What's that going to do for names like Boeing? Boeing's at 220. It's already at our target. All right, but what about Roku? Okay, so look right there, right into the area. Yesterday's high, high rejection of yesterday's high. Looks like we have an increase in volume as well, which is pretty good. All right, that's always a good sign. I just need it to move. What's going on here? What is that? It's not already at the 50-day, is it? Hold on. So I'm gonna look for 86.50. I'm gonna see what Roku does here at this 50 at the trade line, guys. That's what I'm gonna look for. And it's also going to depend on if the Qs and market tries to hold themselves up here. And that would be for the downside if it cannot, if it starts to take VWAP and act as resistance. All right, that's Roku short. We'll take profits as we start getting through, as we get a breakdown here around low a day, 85 area, and then obviously break of low of day or prior day's low. No, low a day. I'm sorry. Nope, here we go. Let's see what happens here. See if we can get some volume in here. Okay, so is this going to be a rejection for the S&Ps? Is this going to be a rejection? You can see it getting volatile right there at that area. If you guys are not seeing anything, don't rush yourself into a trade. Okay? If you don't like the SPY short here or this, that, the third, save your money. Please do yourself a favor. It's important that you do that. Don't just throw your money at the wall and hope it sticks. Like, how many people think this is a long on Microsoft? All right, how many of y'all think that's a long on Microsoft if it holds this level? If it holds 386, how many of y'all taking the long here? All right, breaks through it, pulls back to it, bang, nice scalp. Okay, really, you want to get that 386.50. I don't believe in it. I don't trust that that's going to be a breakout. I think that's going to be a failed breakout if you really want to, if you guys want my opinion. All right. So that's just my opinion. Again, I think this is going to be a failed breakout. And how many people may get sucked in on this long? Now, they may be right. All right. But in my opinion, how do I know that this is a failed breakout? Well, let's see what happens, and I'll tell you why. Damn, Qualcomm selling off. Are we going to get that bounce back? Is it going to give us a bounce back here? Damn, Delta Airlines is down 7.5%, guys. Think about that. The stock itself down 7.5% tile. All right. Look, AAL, all of them. And look, guys, these names are up. Well, they were down, they were up, then they got sold off, and they had a nice bounce. So, looks like they may be trending back down to the downside. It's a shame. It's a shame. This industry is just, it's brutal. COVID, this happening, they just cannot catch a bid and keep it. So, another name we were looking at was Disney. Okay, we were looking at Disney. Let's see if where she's at and what she's doing. So here's that bounce back to the 50-day on Disney. I know it's hard to see. Shit. Undo, 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 undo. All right, so this is the 50-day right here. All right. So what we have here is a failure to communicate or something like that. You guys know how it goes, right? All right. So Disney. You have the. I just wanted to make sure because it's so hard to see on this thing. You have a really nice break and this bull flag here. Now this could be a shake and bake. This right here could be a shake and bake off the 200. You tried to make the 200-day resistance. Okay, that turquoise line right there. You tried to make it resistance. So now you're back between that and the 50-day moving average. You have some resistance up here at 92. I want to see if it did break down on volume there. If this is the area where it gives up, right? It's more so at 90, 91, like 90, 98, 91 area, the 50-day moving average. So it's a shame that Disney could not hold up here. It tried to catch a bid and then it failed. So I would look for Disney to start pulling itself back. And if it doesn't, then you got to look for it to go higher, because that's going to be a failed breakout. I don't know what's going on with it. It's just doing it's being really weird right now. All right. And in my opinion, I think that is a failed break. So there's the rejection on the SPY, guys. There's the rejection on the SPY. Shit, I got to hurry up. I was trying to go through some names to see what was going on. Let's see. Roku, right? Roku was one. Okay, Roku. And what did we say? This area of VWAP as the rejection. JP Morgan. So JP Morgan made that resistance. It's still green. It's a nice break and retest of resistance. Shoot, I had a trade in mind. I can't remember which one it was. I cannot remember which one it was. Damn it. Feels like we're not getting much movement today, unless I'm looking in the wrong areas. I mean, obviously we have JP Morgan. Okay. We have JP Morgan and the banks. Do you guys see anything that you guys think is worth taking a look at today or this morning? Let's look at like MSFT. Microsoft is a beast. Microsoft is a beast. All right. So again, I think that's a very nice rejection there. Let me see. Let's go to the SPY so I can figure out what I'm doing here. I need to probably look at energy. Okay, so there's a nice little double bottom at that prior resistance level. So it is trying to hold. Looks like it is trying to hold here. And look for another bounce to like 478. Let's see. Actually, yeah, I'm pretty confident that level I'm going to start. I may think about some puts here. And I need a little bit of a bounce to feel comfortable with it. Like another bounce up to this 470, 750, but I doubt it's going to give it to us. All right. The volume's drying up because we need a bounce, right? We need a bounce, guys, to get it up here to bring shorts back in if we want to bring this market down a little bit more. Again, this is all just my opinion. All right, I'm gonna look at a JP Morgan trade here. I'm gonna look at a JP Morgan trade. I don't know, man. It's a bit overdone. It's a bit overdone. It's tricky. This is tricky. More than 20 million barrels of oil move through that narrow passage daily. That accounts for like a fifth of global consumption. So the region is now in a sometimes it's like this, guys. It's Friday. We do have some decent data next week that's coming out. I mean, our support level is going to be down here. It's got a little bit more room to the downside if it's going to give it to us, but I feel like I got to be patient and you know pick my spots, right? Because right now, psychologically, I'm picking out myself, trying to come up with reasons to make a trade when there isn't. At the end of the day, if we are already not short JP Morgan, we can't be short now. We need to be short up here. Okay? We need to be short up at better prices. So, sometimes that's what it is, and you have to recognize, how are you acting? How are you trying to come up with a reason to trade just to trade? Okay, there's got to be a reason why. There's got to be a reason why you're putting risk on. There's got to be a setup, something, a technical reason why you are, uh, you know, why you're risk on. 38.66 on Delta. This could be a very nice short. All right, let's see here. Finding opportunity across asset classes. So when you see solar names, you want to look for a you want to look for yields, okay? Like what's going on? Because if yields are starting to pop, you want to find names that are susceptible to those yields. Okay, yields are pulling back. All right, so here's the 10-year pulling back. All right. I'm still looking, team. I missed the spy. It kind of did it really quickly. It's all good. Again, I'm not going to throw money at the wall and hope that it sticks. All right. Going to go, you know what? I could look at Apple. Let's see here. So if we could get some type of news, maybe it's earnings or something, but I feel like needs a major pullback in a major way. This 140 or 340 to 350 is resistance. There is no support there. Like I feel like the 100-day moving average, like this would be an awesome buying opportunity. It's like, when's it going to give it to us? Is this a failed breakout coming up here? Maybe tries to do it again. The thing with this candle here is that was looking yesterday. I'm like, all right, is that our parabolic? Is that breakout? Just that parabolic move, and then we get to the flush, not flush, but then you get your downside, kind of like you see in penny stocks, right? Just that over extension, and then it pulls itself back. The volume wasn't really there. Okay, you want to see some nice volume. We have a bit of divergence, but I feel like maybe it tries again, and Microsoft is just strong. So I feel like in order for Microsoft to get back down to those 350 levels, it's going to have to be like earnings. There's going to have to be a reason why. I mean, you can't argue the fact that 340, like the whole 350 to 340, this whole level, there is no support there. Okay, you have no pullbacks into that area. Hit it, 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 hit it. And you just left. There was no pulling back into it. You just hit it. Like you just went right into it. Right? You bounced into it, not pulled back. So, that's just my opinion. When you see that, it will pull back to those areas. I promise. All right, because that's where your strength comes from. Is when you pull back into those areas and it grabs the liquidity because it's at a price where buyers want it. So it's something where I'm going to keep my eyes on. That's a nice continuation here. I'm just not sure if it's got the volume to back it up. Look at that. Doesn't really have the volume. So we'll see if this 100-day tries to hold. All right, maybe you get a bounce off of it. Maybe catch a reversal back up to like 115, 114. I'm not really seeing anything that's just blowing my mind away that like, oh my god, I gotta have it, I gotta have it, I gotta have it. Right? I don't see really anything just yet. Microsoft's holding this. Microsoft's holding this level. But what happened last time we were at this level? We sold off. Level sold off. We're above it now, or we're right at it. Actually, you're trying to turn it into support. So we could. Let's see if we. It's just nothing's moving. I feel like unless it's me, right? Let's look at the China ADRs. Okay, look at this. This looks okay. See if this can start to break out. It's got a little bit of volume with it. All right. Let's look at DAL. Okay, so there's our bounce for JP Morgan. Here we go. We may be able to find something now, guys. Awesome. Let's go. This is what I was waiting for. This is what I was waiting for. All right, I knew this is why I didn't take JP Morgan. How many people you think just got stuck right in that trade like I'm going to drive this JP Morgan into the ground to 169, 168, high 168s. They got short and got a penny out of the deal, and it reversed, and now they took a loss because they weren't patient. Okay, I want this to solidify as resistance, this double top that we broke down through on an increase in volume. All right, this is why being patient is important. I'm telling you guys, I'm telling you right now, somebody got their asses whooped right here. I guarantee it. Because what they saw was, oh, look, we did a break and we did a retest. We broke, we retested, and you got the extension, and then whoop, quick reversal. All right, because if you look at it, you can see that it's 15 minute, 30 minute, 2 minute. It's overdone. It's a bit overdone. So I want to get this right around this area right here. This is where I want my short. If not, right up here. I want it up around this area. I want to either make pre-market lows resistance, or I want pre-market highs as resistance. And we'll get it. It'll give it to you. You just got to be patient. And let's see. I know I have that dotted line up there for a reason. There's that increase in volume again. Support, resistance. Is that it? Is it going to start going? This is tricky. Like, even if it pulls back, I'm not taking it because I need to be up here. All right, I need to be up at these pre-market levels getting short. All right, I need to be up at this area. All right, and I'm not doing anything until it gets up here or makes this support resistance. Let me see here. Is that double top? Is that where we're at right now? We are. Yeah. I'm going to stick to my guns, guys. You know, I want VWAP. I want VWAP. I may not get it. It could put in a double bottom here. It could just crack, make new lows. You are getting an increase in volume, but you know, be careful. 9 times out of 10, if you continue to do that, you're going to learn the hard way. So let's look at Goog, sideways, Amazon. Okay. There's just really nothing going on right now other than the names that had earnings. It could be one of those random 2 o'clock moves. I mean, it is Friday. The markets are closed Monday, so I would imagine any positions that they want to start getting rid of or start managing, they want to start doing it before the weekend because of the risk of something happening over the weekend and the risk of something happening Monday, Saturday, Sunday, right? Which is the whole, the whole Middle East ordeal, okay, with these shipping routes, all right? We already know shipping containers, I've been saying it for a while now, that your shipping rates have just ripped, okay? Your shipping rates have gone higher. How is everyone feeling today? Talk to me, guys, gals, if anybody is here. How are you guys doing this morning? Okay, that's a nice test there. There was actually a stock cost. It went higher, it did it, it gapped up. Damn it. Costco's been on fire. Just a heads up, just to give you guys an idea. Costco's been a monster. TLT just trading sideways. I don't like that.
The FAA already taking action in its investigation into the door plug that flew out of a Boeing 737 MAX 9.
Okay, what are we going to do here? Are we going to solidify that as resistance? Let me know, baby. What do you want to do? Because I'm ready. I am ready. It tried to hold it. It broke through it on an increase in volume. I think we need, You know what? It's actually walking it down lower and lower and lower. Yeah, I may
at the International Court of Justice. The country argued it was defending itself and fighting Hamas
I may
following
try
the
this, guys.
27th
I'm
Supreme
gonna try
Court
for a short here
decision.
on the Qs, even though I
The
have
bill
a
is part
long-term
of a
spy.
citizen case
I may look for a
following
daily
Annapolis.
and
The
see if we can
intense
get this
collapse of the
name.
pool described as a bomb cyclone
Where's
is
my
expected to
targets?
hit the U.S. this
I don't
weekend,
want the Q.
and
I need the
millions of
spy
people
because
could live in
it's
alert.
I don't
Chicago's
have
O'Hare Airport
my
ordered ground
targets.
stop this morning because of the freezing conditions. Meteorologists expect to see up to a foot of snow around the city through tomorrow morning. Mike, back to you.
Yeah. 474. 474 is the target, guys, for me. 474 on the spy. All right, 474.
Thanks, Mike. Well, the December data showed persistent deflation.
I need a little bit more upside. It's not.
Consumer prices were the slowest
I'm going to be late on this.
Factory gate prices hit the
474 would be the downside target that I'm looking for.
was weak domestically, but also not a whole lot better.
If we can get a bounce here and get like VWAP, this level up here at 477, if it gives me that, I'm going to try for a short. Okay, 477, and I want to try to get it to 474.
Was also on the elections that are taking place in Taiwan over the weekend. On Saturday, Taiwan is going to go to the polls to choose their next president, and the outcome of that election is sure
It's that pivot high from yesterday.
between Taiwan and China over the next couple of years. The front runner is William Lai. He's the current VP and also Beijing's least favorite candidate. Beijing believes that Lai is in favor of declaring.
Oh, come on, baby, please. Just give it to me, please. Just give me that bounce. All right, I'm just gonna be patient. If the spy falls out of bed right now, it is what it is. Okay, it is what it is. I know what I want. My plan is bounce 477, short 474 targets, taking profits along the way. All right, that's my plan. Dude, this looks insane. There's way too much going on my chart, so and I do apologize. I do apologize. All right, look at your weekly charts.
Meantime, Eunice, what is it? How do you expect it to affect some of the military activity that we've seen in the waters between the two countries, and military drills, and also their stance?
I'm telling you, man, 474 looks like an ideal place, man. These candles are already getting smaller, and it's 10:36, man. This is gonna be a fudged up Friday. Damn it, the day is just by looking at the market, the day is already almost over. Unfortunately, unless we get some news. Let's do it. Let's see if we can get a short on Oxy, guys. I like this. I like this setup. I like this setup right now. Hold up. Shit. I just moved my me targets. I just moved me stuff. All right. Yeah, That's got to be yesterday's low. It's got to be a target of yesterday's low at 57. 57. Shit, it's doing it now. So, Oxy's doing it now, guys. Shit. I need a bounce back. I need a bounce back for me to get in this name. I just missed it. I feel like I just missed it. I was almost just a little too late. If I can get a bounce back, I want this to the short side. Target's going to be 57. All right, target's going to be right around 57. Right? Or 57.50. Something like that.
50% off today.
Ooh. Ooh. 57.40. Yeah, 57.40. 57.40. Man, I can't believe I missed this, guys. So this is a trade I'm looking at right now. Thank you guys for the likes. Appreciate y'all. If you haven't subscribed, subscribe. That would allow us to get to our 1,000 mark. That's where we're trying to go. And you'll never hear me say anything about that stuff. 2, a day above ground is a good day. All right. A lot of people don't have that opportunity, so let's make the most of it. 3, don't just trade to trade. Okay. I know it's very easy to get consumed and things like that. Like I'm fighting myself right now with Oxy. I feel like, you know, is this trade worth it? It's like already about to pull into the levels that are my targets. You know, I think longer term it could pull back. It looks like it's just crazy. It's just crazy. I don't know. That, you know, sometimes it's like this. It's Friday. It's already into our level. It's already into our level. God damn it. Please be careful on this trade, because this trade could very well reverse here at this level. I missed the trade. This was the trade from 58 to 57.50. All right, I didn't see it until just a little bit ago. So, you know, if you get another opportunity at this at 57.75, like, this is what I mean. Sometimes trading is like this. All right, if you want to take it, go ahead. Here's the thing: you're risking this thing. This is your target, right? This is a take profit. So if you can make some money off of 4 cents. There was just something that just popped out about airstrikes or something like that. So you can see here, you're going to start getting some buyers stepping in here. 2,000 bid or 2,000 share order getting filled there. It's unfortunate. I don't know. You know, maybe you got room. Maybe you have room to yesterday's close. Okay, maybe you do have room. Look at the volume coming in here on this 1 minute. All right, they broke. It broke. Let's see here. Fucking 3 cents. Can we get to... Guys, I want to put this on so bad. Am I doing the right thing by just waiting a minute? Right? This is a very nice continuation off of that level. I got here a little late. So I can't be like, God damn, it's just, I feel like it's still going to continue. It's getting a little volatile here, but you know, this sucks. I'm frustrated I didn't see this earlier. It just, you know, this sucks.
Any carry for taking duration risk, but with concerns around debt sustainability, continued deficit spending, we think there's going to be increased term premium, increased volatility beyond that 10-year point.
All right, let me see where the SPY is because I want to know if I can get a bounce on the S&Ps if they're setting up.
When you think of investment risk,
Um, I was looking for that 474
patterns are impacted
pullback to like 474, 475.
disruption to supply chains, changing demand for products, and shifting regulation. What does this mean for
Such a boring day, unfortunately.
with ICE?
We planned well for retirement, but I wish we had more cash.
You think those two have any idea?
That they can sell their life insurance policy for cash? So they're basically sitting on a gold mine? I don't think they have a clue.
That's crazy.
Well, not everyone knows Coventry's helped thousands of people sell their policies for cash, even term policies.
I can't believe they're just sitting up there.
Sitting on all this cash.
If you own a life insurance policy of $100,000 or more, you can sell all or part of it to Coventry, even a term policy, for cash or a combination of cash and coverage with no future premiums.
Someone needs to tell them.
Let's go, Spy. Let's go. Alright, let's go, dude. Let's go.
Net charge-offs were about 1.3 billion in the quarter, up nearly 50%.
Alright, listen, I had to take a little bit off on those puts, even though the market may pull itself back. Alright, here's why. Because it's early in the day. You got to understand your options. You got to understand how your options work. So, with there being a break and no movement really today, but these options, they were up. I'm going to take the profits, and not profits, I'm sorry. I pulled them off, I pulled it off as a small, very small loss. But the thing is I don't want to sit through the weekend and Monday. That's 3 days worth of volatility. 4 if you include today, and we don't make any progress, which we could make some progress, but I'm very leery on how today plays out. I am. All right, I'm really leery. So JP Morgan. All right, JP Morgan, guys. Could this be our second entry? This could be our second entry here. Fuck. I always show up just a little bit late. Fudge.
Yeah, kind of hard to
All right, AMD's pulling back. I like this. I like AMD pulling back because we really don't have any support here until you get back down to like 145.02. All right. 15-minute chart. I hate AMD. This chart that AMD's doing. I hate what it's doing right now. All right. Boom.
I literally went on Angie and typed in pool and then got choices.
Getting to talk to different contractors, see different bids.
You can kind of look at their reviews, look at what other people think of them, and it's nice to know that you're meeting with people who already are at a certain level. We wanted something beautiful. We wanted something that our children would
All right,
feel
AMD. Like this is your support. Like, where's your support level? Resistance. I don't know. So she's down about 2% right now. Semiconductors are pulling back. If we go over to the map, let's see what's going on. Let's refresh. All right, we have some red. Healthcare. Technology is flat. Information technology, okay. Your money is, I guess, in your energy names in JP Morgan. So, real estate, Tesla down. All right. So, it's about flat. This is what I mean. You can see nothing is moving because you have like, okay, this is bright green, this is bright green. Meta's good. It's always good, but a few energy names, JP Morgan, and other than that, you have Tesla down, RCL, CCL, so looks like we're going to try for that area on the S&Ps. Fucking AM, you got to be shitting me, guys. Well, hopefully somebody was able to get that. Hopefully somebody was able to grab AMD. And listen, make sure down below that this live, it's not sliding back on you. Okay, that you're actually live with us. Just make sure you are. That's all I want to suggest. It feels like my channel and some other ones are having some issues. That's brutal.
I think the strongest growth will continue.
You know, I'm not saying that this thing is paid or not. Let's go over to some volatility. I want to finish today strong. I do. I don't want to. It's just, you know, I'm going to. Coinbase 130. So there's that Coinbase short. That was a good idea. That ended up working out pretty well for anybody that took that. Right? Right off of that support. Take it right down to the 50-day. Let's look at Mara. Probably same thing. Yep. Resistance. Bang.
Thank you so much for having me.
Was the guidance that much of a jarring, surprise, or would you expect something like that?
It wasn't as much of a disappointment as we expected. I think the shares are down massively today for two reasons. One,
Nvidia is still holding up.
Second, the cost guidance came up, costs up 1 to 3%.
Nvidia holding up. Microsoft still. See what I mean? There's just relative strength here with Microsoft.
10 times earnings, it's $4 to the share
Google
price. That's why you're seeing half
struggling.
into that. So revenues came in
Amazon.
The EPS guidance was modestly disappointing because costs are higher.
Amazon's
Wages for
pulling
pilots are
back.
higher. Maintenance expenses a lot higher. So that's why we're seeing that cost
Apple.
pressure that we called out actually prior to this print.
You favor Delta. It seems like
Alright, so let's see if Apple wants to bounce up into 185.50.
Delta just given their other business.
Apple, let's see, Apple, Oxy.
Worth about $40 billion. They have this maintenance
Is it trying to reject here? No, it's not. Man, this was a beautiful move there.
Given the GTF issues from RTX, we
All
valued
right.
that at $10 billion. So you're basically getting Delta as a free, for free as an airline. We did upgrade American Airlines yesterday, I believe it was, because we think they're going to be the best in terms of cost.
Oh, upgrade.
Cost constant,
She upgraded
for
American
2024.
Airlines.
So it's a very
That's not
anti-consensus
cool.
call given the ratings there, but similar to Delta, they're not buying a lot of planes, although Delta did have an announcement this morning.
Man, this sucks, man. If anybody sees any, you know, some nice relative strength, you know, I know we got JP Morgan, Roku. Okay, Roku's turning around off of the highs,
Americans 4 times
trying to, but it's just fucking. There's just no real. I don't feel like there's that much room left for Roku.
that's where we got the differentiation with the
If you want my opinion.
Analyst Day coming up. And shockingly, they have a good, decent loyalty program. They just don't talk about AA Advantage as much as we hear about.
We need thy volatility.
We're valued at $40 billion.
That's what we need.
Of Delta on this morning took pains to say that Boeing will figure out these issues regarding the 9. I think they have some 10s coming eventually, but then we got these Airbus deliveries, which
All right, JP Morgan. I think JP Morgan's on the list now. That's a clear rejection.
Airbus catching up to Boeing.
You know, I think what Ed was talking about was very interesting this morning. He basically said domestic is congested. We're not going to grow domestic.
It's a little hard for me to take JP Morgan
International. Domestic is
when the SPY is pulling itself right into an area that it could hold and bounce, and then it bounces, you know.
A350s that he ordered into the wide-body international market to grow that,
Man, that
as well as
sucks.
into the Pacific. Domestic is pretty much
It's frustrating.
It's really hard to grow. Pricing is less
It's
favorable.
frustrating, but I know I'm doing the right thing
And so Delta, American,
because I know for a fact
on why the airline
there are people out there forcing trades
Yeah, it's, you know, we're
and getting the worst entries
already embedding that into our
and finding out that they get in, and number one, if they made money, they didn't hardly make anything, and they're like, damn, this wasn't even worth my time. Two, it's whipping back in their face, and they're not making any money, and they're losing money. Me, I still have mine, because I haven't really found momentum, volume, and something that I feel is worth, you know, checking out. So I can look at maybe some small caps.
Setting trends is
MIMO? MIMO? Man, you don't want that. That's a fucking sponsored stock, I guarantee it. You want to know how I know? Just look at the volume. Look at the volume.
Customers get what they want when they want it.
now or even small.
That's hilarious.
What's next?
I feel bad for some people. You have an increase in volume here. Increase in volume, but you have this little bit of volume here, and you pull it all the way back past these two huge candles with this huge volume. You're telling me 4 million is greater than 8 million.
Those moments, that time to
So it's manipulated. It's manipulation. It's manipulation.
right.
It is. It actually is. You're right. You're right.
For a bank that'll work hard for you.
See what happens here if you hold it. But I wouldn't trust that thing
Highest rates in the
at all whatsoever.
Boeing got you where you wanna be. We're the partners for your
What else were we looking at?
everything.
Just trying to find something here, right? Alibaba couldn't hold. Baidu. Let's look at Baidu. Oh, wow.
If AI out west, does that make data the new gold?
GD. Let's see. Bank of America. I'm trying, guys. I'm trying to find something. I mean, AMD looks like it's... Hold up. Hold up. But AMD looks like a name that is pulling back. I gotta try this Oxy trade here, I feel like. I feel like this is the area where it's gotta be done. Because it's either gonna reject it right here, or it's gonna hold it as support and climb higher. You know, even like a 57.20 pullback would be nice. You know, it tested yesterday's low. But this could be a support level also, right? It's pulling back to yesterday's high. If it holds, watch out. It may go higher. Again, I'm just letting you guys know what I see. You know, this 15-minute chart very well could start working its way up through this area. I think you have Baker Hughes recount type stuff coming out around 1 o'clock, I think. Quarterly gain, Baker Hughes, no. Yeah, 1 o'clock. So, boring day. Boring day in the books. Appreciate anyone that's joined us. If you guys could, hit the like button, subscribe. It greatly helps. Greatly helps the stream.
Taiwan elections on Sunday. There's some expectation that it would be difficult for this to hold, and in fact, down now, close to session lows down 214.
I mean, the good news this morning was that PPI had a negative sign in front of it. Wholesale inflation continuing to show progress toward lower prices. Felt like the market needed that after yesterday.
I don't even know what the hell that's about.
Consumer price index came in a little
That's
bit
goofy.
Though I continue to listen to people like Larry Fink, who was on this morning, head of BlackRock, Jamie Dimon.
Look at that. It's so small. They say, just give me your money. I don't want to fucking give you nothing. You just give me your money. So. Alright. That's what I'm looking for here. JP Morgan, or not JP Morgan, I'm sorry. Oxy Petroleum. See if it holds this level. If it does not hold this level, then you look for the prior day's low. Wednesday's low. Let's see here. We're getting a shift and change, guys. Getting a shift. That is very low volume on Microsoft.
So don't go to Iran until a last resort. It may happen. We're hoping it doesn't. We know that the Biden administration.
So I was just coming on here to say that I am just about in some. I just got to send this order over. We'll see if I can get this fill. I'm gonna get into these oxy. I'm gonna get into these oxy downside puts. Oxy downside puts. Alright. Alright. So that's my plan. What's your plan? I don't like my plan, but you know, I don't know. This is support. I just, I think we got a little bit of, I think we could bring it down just a little bit. 57.27. Alright? 57.27. Not a 57.11. You know, Patek Philippe. Not a Patek, but a Patek Philippe.
We'll see whether or not these shipping lanes can be restored safely in the weeks and months to come. Mr. Secretary, it's a busy day. We'll keep it a bit short. Appreciate the time. William Cohen.
So yeah. So that's that, guys. I am kind of just sitting on my hands. I didn't take the Microsoft. I was a little bitch. I didn't take the Microsoft, but I didn't trust it. There was no volume. Like I don't see anything today, and it's unfortunate. This looks like a beautiful island reversal. If you all want me to be dead honest with you guys, this looks like a beautiful island reversal. Alright, you gap up, spin it back around, you gap down, you turn back around to hit it. Give me that shit. I'm in it. I'm in Oxy. Alright, I'm in it. I'm in it to win it. Alright, so I might have paid a little much. Okay, and again, I am in next week's. Alright, not this week, but next week's. Wait, what? Are you serious? Oh, no. Hold on. No, I'm okay. I read it wrong. Alright, again, I'm just looking to get down to this monthly value area level and see if we can test this prior resistance at 57.20 area, 57.11. Alright, the Patek area. We may not. Again, I want to manage my risk on this. I'm done with the throwing money at the wall. I'm just going to keep my stop tight. I'm going to keep it tight. Keep it tight. I'm buying the bottom, I feel like, and it's unfortunate. You know, just give me a little bit. Just give me a little something. So, that's that. That's what I'm in, guys.
Netflix is on the move this morning with multiple bullish calls on the street. Let's get to Julia Borsting, run through some of those. Morning, Julia.
Good morning, Carl. Well, a couple of analysts are weighing in on Netflix's advantages in the media and streaming space. Oppenheimer raising its price target to $600. That's 22% upside on an acceleration of advertising monthly active users, saying this suggests significant upside to street estimates. This comes after Netflix's ad chief announced 23 million ad monthly active users, up from 15 million in November and 5 million in May. Bank of America also named Netflix one of its 3 top media picks for 2024, noting that Netflix is the only major streaming platform that is profitable on a trailing 12-month basis, warning that subscale streamers will need to evaluate M&A options, also forecasting bundling, content licensing, and windowing content that was previously exclusive to streaming for others in the media landscape. Now, BofA's other 2 picks are Spotify on Warner Brothers Discovery, the latter in part on M&A potential, and you see those stocks moving just a little bit this morning. Back over to you.
All right, a little bit higher, all of them. Thank you, Julia. Let's talk cannabis. Turn to Tilray. The company delivered mixed results earlier this week for its fiscal Q2 and joins us now with the outlook for consumer demand and their latest push into alcoholic beverages. Let's bring in Tilray CEO Irwin Simon. Always good to have you, Irwin. Welcome.
Thank you, Sarah. Good morning.
Good morning. I was a little surprised to see the reaction to your earnings, which was a beat on the bottom line, and I think almost got to profitability.
So, listen, we were up as a company, 34%. We had 194 million in sales. If you come back, we're number 1 in market share in the Canadian market. We're the largest in Europe in cannabis. But step back and look at the growth. And I heard you're, talking about Paris for non-alc with ABI before. We're in the midst of doing that. So there's a lot of great things happening within our legacy beer business, where our legacy beer business was up 10% and, the beer category was down. So a lot of good things happening at Tilray. I guess some of our shareholders didn't think so. But I come back and say this here, there's a lot of unique things happening within Tilray brands. In the cannabis world, which, we have in front of us, rescheduling potentially, which would be very helpful to Tilray and bringing in, different investor group, banking, et cetera. And, we've only owned the ABI businesses 2 months, and we got some exciting new products happening there. And, I was in Germany not too long ago, spent time with the German government, and lots going to happen in Europe in regards to medical cannabis.
So because of the sort of exciting parts of the story, the overseas growth opportunities, the beverage business, I thought one analyst note, I always pay attention to Consumer Edge. They posed the question about whether in the next few years you're even going to be in Canadian cannabis. I know that's the bread and butter, Irwin, but because there are better growth opportunities and you're transforming the company elsewhere, what happens to that Canadian marijuana market?
So listen, I think the big thing is you got to step away for a second, Sarah. Canada is the only country in the world where recreational cannabis is legal today. It's a $5 billion business at retail. It will grow to a $10 billion business. And think about it. We're number 1 in that Canadian market. We have 5 million square feet of grow up there. We have 12 brands, so we're well entrenched. So we plan to stay in that Canadian market. The other big thing in the Canadian market is not only pre-rolls and flowers and edibles. We think the drink business, infused drinks, which we have the largest share, we just recently bought from Molson, their trust business. And you talk about dry January. Hey, if you're drinking a cannabis drink, if you're drinking a drink infused with cannabis, it's a drink in dry January. So we like the Canadian market. We think there will be a lot of LPs. We think there will be other consolidation. And we still see a good-sized market, a good-sized opportunity within the Canadian market.
I mean, I wonder how much the share price just reflects, Irwin, the fact that people are giving up on any sort of federal legislation around marijuana, which just, it feels odd because 24 states and Washington, D.C. have now approved recreational marijuana. 14 others have legalized medical marijuana. Where do you think this is all going?
Interesting, because you step back today, about 25% of our sales come from cannabis. If you look at Reddit, and you look at Wall Street Bets, everybody wants to talk about cannabis. So originally, when I was getting into the spirits and beer business, I said, wow, I don't know if I want to get into that because I don't want to lose my multiple on cannabis. And, maybe I should. But I think it's just people are frustrated. There's so much money that was lost within the cannabis world. But, Tilray has done a great job in regards to market share, innovation. And listen, there is a lot of regulation that we have to stick by. In the Canadian market, we pay over $150 million in excise tax in the regulatory market that we go through. And the Canadian market, cannabis has only been legal for 5 years. So dealing with that, and by the way, we can't even advertise in the Canadian market about our brands. Um, Something will happen in the U.S. You said it before, Sarah. 24 states legal at recreational, 11 medical. That's over 50% of the population. And in New York City, you walk every corner, you smell cannabis. Okay, listen. I saw an interview on CNBC the other day with the Eli Lilly CEO talking about coming out with new medicines for sleep, for anxiety, for pain. There's a lot out there that cannabis is doing today, and there's a lot in research. So if you come back and look at Tilray, you can't just look at it anymore as a cannabis company. We're a beverage company, and there's a lot of great new products that we're coming out with. Montauk is coming out with a non-alc. We're coming out with a Runner's High that's a non-alc. We're doing a lot within the spirits business. So there's a lot we're doing. And I'm excited about the beer category. And yes, it's taken some punches in the face, the beer category, but you step back, is a lot of the new innovation that's coming out behind beer, and making beer cooler again is something that we're focused on.
Erwin, appreciate you joining us with an update on the strategy and the big picture. Always good to talk to you.
Thank you very much for having me, Sarah. Thank you.
Meantime, Nvidia's up double digits this week, shrugging off some China concerns. Can megacaps repeat last year's performance? We'll talk about that.
Also, we have to be watching United Health today. Top and bottom line beat, but health insurance bottom line results were pressured by higher medical costs. The stock is down. It's a big drag on the Dow. You can read more about the quarter on CNBC.com. We'll be right back.
All right, it looks here like Roku is pretty clear on the direction that Roku wants to go. And that may be to the downside. Okay? So, 15-minute, 1 hour. Damn, she ain't moving. Damn it. It ain't moving nowhere. Gosh damn it. We'll see what happens. I don't think it's going anywhere today. Just like a lot of these names, they're kind of just bullshitting. Just sucking you in them, and then they just fucking don't pay because they're not moving. So please think about what it is you're doing. Maybe you look at the SPY, but even then, it's like, how are you supposed to guess when this fucking, dollar candle's going to come in and move $1 in a second? So, feels like one of those days where we should probably pack it up and go do something else. Quite possibly.
Here we are. The process of who's getting this information in the prior piece, which is your feedback and notes about your performance. So let me add a little color context to that. So just for clarification, you are not being singled out in this. Your peers are also being collectively assessed on performance. This is a collective calibration for Cloudflare. So I just want to clarify that piece. I won't be able to add any kind of specifics on numbers or...
Wait, yeah, no, can you explain for me why Brittany Peach is getting let go?
I won't be able to go into specifics for numbers.
Wait, why though? I just started, I've been working extremely hard. Just because I haven't closed anything that has nothing to do with...
It sucks. This is why you don't work for someone else. Work for yourself. Decide your own destiny. Whether you fail at 5 or 10, all you need is one to work. Sorry. This is why you don't work for a fucking company. You go work for yourself.
To hire too many people and are now actually realizing that they can't afford this many people and they're letting that go. If that's the real answer, I would rather just you tell me that instead of making up some bullshit and telling me it's in the middle. I don't think that has anything to do with why I should be let go, if that makes sense. So I really need an answer and an explanation as to why Brittany Peach is getting let go, not why Cloudflare decided to hire too many people and are now actually realizing that they can't afford this many people and they're letting that go. If that's the real answer, I would rather just you tell me that instead of making up some bullshit and telling me that right before I lose my job from someone that I've never met before, if you can respect that.
Yeah, I can totally respect that. And I don't think Dom or myself today is going to give you any clarity or answers that's going to meet the expectations that you're communicating to us, Brittany. So I can't speak to.
So am I getting let go for no reason? If you guys can't give me a reason?
I'm happy to follow up with you separately to give you the data that was calibrated. I'll need to speak with revenue leadership specifically to see if we can get that for you. But Dom and
can
I
you
did
share
not
that
have
with me
that
now?
in our meeting. I cannot share that with you right now, unfortunately. Yeah, it's understandable how you feel and your frustration. Cannot stress that enough.
I have been working extremely hard. I just knew that this meeting was coming after knowing what's been happening with my peers and how extremely frustrated and upset everyone is. I know you guys must not be able to understand that given in the positions that you are in, and it must be very easy for you to just have these little 10-minute, 15-minute meetings, tell someone that they're fired, completely wreck their whole life, and then that's it with no explanation. That's extremely traumatizing for people, if you can imagine that, and I don't
or myself today is going to give you
are now actually realizing that they can't afford this many people and they're letting that go. If that's the real answer, I would rather just you tell me that instead of making up some bullshit and telling me that right before I lose my job from someone that I've never met before, if you can respect that.
Yeah, I can totally respect that. And I don't think Dom or myself today is going to give you any clarity or answers that's going to meet the expectations that you're communicating to us, Brittany. So I can't speak to.
So am I getting let go for no reason? If you guys can't give me a reason?
I'm happy to follow up with you separately to give you the data that was calibrated. I'll need to speak with revenue leadership specifically to see if we can get that for you. But Dom and
can
I
you
did
share
not
that
have
with me
that
now?
in our meeting. I cannot share that with you right now, unfortunately. Yeah, it's understandable how you feel and your frustration. Cannot stress that enough.
I have been working extremely hard. I just knew that this meeting was coming after knowing what's been happening with my peers and how extremely frustrated and upset everyone is. I know you guys must not be able to understand that given in the positions that you are in, and it must be very easy for you to just have these little 10-minute, 15-minute meetings, tell someone that they're fired, completely wreck their whole life, and then that's it with no explanation. That's extremely traumatizing for people, if you can imagine that, and I don't think that this is, it's just very, very shocking. Very, very shocking. I have really given my whole energy and life over the last 4 months to this job, and to be let go for no reason is like a huge slap in the face from a company that I really wanted to believe in.
I can absolutely understand how you feel that way, why you feel that way. And I'll be honest with you, there's nothing that we're going to say in this call in the time that we have that's going to undo the way that you feel right in this moment. And I personally will do everything that I can to give you as much specific information as I can after this call. I can't make any promises. I understand where you're coming from. I can tell you that Dom and I do care. I understand the feeling that you have right now. And I can't change that. So I'll just be honest.
But why can't, you guys have still not given me a reason why I'm being let go. Despite constant positive praise from my manager, great meetings that I'm having, the amount of activity that I have has all been positive. I have not received any negative inclination. I have not been put on a performance improvement plan. Metrics are, or is that, do you guys even know company?
No. So I don't think, okay, and I'm really sorry that you're having this experience and feeling this way. One of the things that we want to confirm is your personal email address, because that's where all
You gotta be fucking kidding me. Of course JP Morgan's all the way down here, you piece of shit. God damn it. Well, now it's officially way too late to take this fucking thing. So, I gotta get back on track, guys. Ever since I took that Boeing trade, I feel like I have not been able to put... I can't rub two sticks together to save my life. I gotta figure this out, you know. How... This is crazy. This is absolutely insane. I mean, it's Friday. I know for a fact there's like nothing out there to be trading. Feels like Coinbase, Mara, all these other names are at their areas. And it's a little, you know, it's just the moves have been made. The fucking moves have been made. So you just gotta accept it and move on, I guess. It's just really frustrating. Really frustrating.
And so what we're seeing is what we expect. But when you look at the
the loss rates for the most
I
recent
mean, a lot of these names are falling. Roku's just sitting there. I should have just stayed with the crypto names,
historical trends
right?
suggest they do.
Should have just stayed with those names. This thing ain't moving. There's no reason for it to move. Ain't nobody talking about it.
In the economic picture, we
Um,
start to see a big uptick in
Qualcomm, I mean, if semis are going to go,
to change the dynamic
I
a little
doubt
bit,
that there's a play
but
there
it's not in the cards,
because,
at
it,
least for
well, you know what? Let's see. Maybe this thing has a chance. Maybe there's a chance that this thing can pull itself back.
Looking at credit card delinquencies and what some argue is a near complete erosion of that excess savings from COVID. Is there any question?
Let's see if we can get this thing to pull back a bit. 15 minutes, a bit undersold. Support, resistance. Damn, that's up at high a day. What the fudge?
but you are seeing stress in some cohorts of clients, and
Crazy.
think about folks that are down in the lower wealth and income levels. The cumulative impact inflation really.
That might be it for me, guys. That might be it for me today. I tried today. Doesn't seem like anything's happening. Unless I come back in the afternoon and see what the S&Ps can do. Maybe I try to get something going there.
And the overall picture that you see, but it is real. It's small for us, but I do think you may see that in other portfolios.
Resistance, support, support, support. Resistance. See if we can start getting a breakdown now. That would be pretty sweet. Maybe I'll try it. I just don't want to try and take a trade because it's Friday and the motherfucker may not move. You know what I mean? It may not move at all. So, my charts aren't working. Of course. Okay, there we go. This could be a bear flag. It could be. The volume's really low. Alright.
I know I pointed this out in the past too. I keep coming back to, when we do this, it's not just about cost savings. It's actually, you automate processes, you make the service better for customers, you deliver more things to them in the channels they want to receive them.
And look, 474. That's right where we're going. So give me. So I'm going to look at the SPY. Alright, we have a really nice bear flag here. Come on. Layoffs suck, but they're part. It sucks, but I don't know. Come on.
As I said on the call, there's no real part of the company that's impacted more than others, and it's just something that gradually happens as you drive the automation and you drive the efficiency across the place. And we try to make sure that we're very thoughtful and empathetic about how we deal with the impact that has on people as we go. And we'll see how that progresses through the year. And I would just remind everybody we continue to invest too. So we're hiring people in really all of our businesses while we get more efficient across the place, and that'll help us grow. That'll help us serve clients better over time.
Mike Santomassimo, thank you very much for joining
So funny.
us on earnings. We appreciate it.
All right.
Down about 3% right now.
So let's see what we have here.
Banks and financials. Just one more little buzzy story to give you here. Some reporting on X. So X was at CES, as were many other.
Let's see if we get a failed breakout.
With CEO Linda Yaccarino there, and I'm told that X is starting to have conversations now with financial brands about partnering on X payments. This is something, right, that Elon Musk and Linda Yaccarino have talked about, the whole everything app, including payments. They're looking for a card partner, and those conversations are starting to happen behind the scenes, I'm told, with people who are there in the meetings. They're also talking to ad agencies about AI partnerships.
See, it's still a bit too early. I'd rather have a higher delta. But these, that would be the target, guys, would be 474. But we are in the area of support. So do I look for it to break it? We do have the volume to help us out a bit. It's just sitting here. She's just sitting there. It's a good thing I got out of that Oxy trade, guys. Good thing I could sense when things were going wrong. When things go wrong, things go wrong. That bounce was supposed to be the trade. That bounce to the top of that is where your risk is at its best. And this stupid ass mother trucker didn't fucking take it. They were at 30 cents. You probably could have got 29, but I think 30, 31 is where you would have got in. They're up to they hit 40 on that break, but if you get a pop up here or a failed breakout, you got to look to go higher. If this works out the way I think it will, I'm looking for 474.
You're not seeing that. Basically, if you're stepping in and buying Citi, you're believing that CEO James Frazier's comments about 24 being a turnaround story, that in fact could be correct. But Bank of America trading revenue declines for fixed income 5.8%. These other money center banks are just not delivering what JP Morgan is delivering on.
Yeah, I think you might have a Citigroup believer down there on the other end of the desk. But I'm going to talk about JP Morgan a little bit longer with Brenda. What was your take on the quarter and also the comments from Jamie Dimon, kind of on one hand saying the economy's strong, on the other hand, really spelling out a lot of geopolitical issues and macro issues?
Well, I think on Jamie Dimon's comments, it's not unlike what we've heard from him over and over again, where he's expressed concern over various components of the macro environment or geopolitical environment. But when we look at the results from the bank, we look at the results in his commentary about the consumer, they continue to be positive. I mean, one thing we also heard on the conference call is that they're seeing the consumer normalize, in their words, and that means there's not as much excess savings there, but that the consumer is still healthy. But I think that's something to keep an eye on because that's going to flow through to overall consumer spending, and we'll see if we're able to keep up with a year like we had last year, where consumers really did spend a lot on things like travel. But I think overall, we are pleased with the quarter.
This is what I'm looking for right here. Now let's see if we start to roll it over. Start to roll it over. That would be sweet. That would be sweet. Just remember, they're going to make it hard on you. They're not going to make it easy.
be a curve. Will the 210 spread at just minus 20 basis points? It had been even as high as 100 basis points not that long ago, but this morning just 20 basis points to a disinversion. That's where we are now, Frank, and we'll see. That number comes January 26th, the PCE number, but the market's gotten really attuned to taking the PPI number, plugging it into a PCE estimate, and essentially trading on that.
So, Steve, I mean, I think the big question is, what does this all mean for that March possible cut that a lot of people are banking on? What about other cuts throughout the year?
Okay, so this gets a little complicated, Frank. So write this down. You're going to get the January report in February before the meeting, and then the PPI report comes out a few days before the Fed is going to meet, or when the Fed meets in March. I'm just going to double check that, so that we'll have some information here as to what's going on. It's before the Fed meets. It'll have the PPI report. So now you got to think, well, what happens now if the Fed goes in for 3 months here with inflation at the target on a 3 or 6 month annualized basis? Maybe the way Powell handles it is he acknowledges the progress and then sort of gives some guidance on cuts. That may not be satisfying to the market, but hey, if the market is banking on a cut, doesn't get it in March, but gets guidance in March, that may be enough.
Steve, I got my pen right here. I wrote all of it down. I'm going to toss it over to Joe Terranova. He's got a chart for you. Speaking of, we're showing the audience right now, 2-year yield hitting its lowest level since May of 2023.
Well, I think Steve's doing an excellent job in pointing out the importance of the 2-year. We've already seen the 5-year relative to the 30-year and the 10-year disinvert. I think now this is the beginning stage of the disinversion for a 2 versus a 10-year. We've got a chart that shows we're steepening back towards the -11 level from October of 2023. If you're able to see further steepening beyond that level, guess what? You're right back to July of 2022, where the disinversion was present. And I really think that's where we're going, and I think that's what the market's looking at. I don't know how Steve feels about this, but I feel as though if you were to do